In this video, I want to give you guys a heads up that you can play Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War for free right now, and those of you already owning the game, you can enjoy the game with double XP right now, so that might be something you want to check out. We'll talk that. Also, a major Cyberpunk 2077 patch looks to be on tap, and Doom Eternal is going to be getting new story content as well as battle mode maps and invasion mode and more in 2021. We'll talk that at the end of this video, but if you want to play Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, you can do so for free. Activision is celebrating Christmas, and they are making Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War's multiplayer only, free to play ahead of the holidays. Now, there are a couple of things you need to know. They'll be cycling game modes and rotating the modes you play as you're playing, and you won't have access to everything. It did already kick off, and it will be lasting until December 24th. In the first phase, from today until December 21st, you'll be able to play Team Deathmatch, 2v2 Gunfight, and Domination. From the 21st to the 24th, the company will rotate in Prop Hunt, Hardpoint, and Fireteam Dirty Bomb, so you can check all of that out. Black Ops Cold War, from a multiplayer standpoint, is one of those COD games that is seemingly less well received than the other titles. I think a lot of people see it as a little bit of a step down. I've still had my fun with it. It's Call of Duty at the end of the day. I don't take the game that seriously from a multiplayer standpoint. Like, my days of trying to get really good at Call of Duty probably left back in 2011, 2012, but Black Ops Cold War is a game that I can jump into. I can have some fun with friends, and then I'll be like, okay, on to the next one. Something, you know, you can play late night, get a little bit hammered, and then you can play a little bit of Call of Duty. I mean, it's one of those games that I can pop in when I'm feeling a little bit bored and I got nothing else to do. That's really what Call of Duty has become for me at this stage of the game. But for those of you maybe want to just try it out, and again, since it will be free for everyone, you can also enjoy the game with some friends. Enjoy Call of Duty the best way possible. I think it's always the best when you are playing with some of your buddies and you can have a good time together. There's still fun to be had with Black Ops Cold War, and I do have to say, campaign is pretty darn good. But yeah, campaign, Call of Duty, $70 on PlayStation 5. You know, you probably should wait for a discount if you do want to play the campaign, which again is relatively good as far as that's concerned. Multiplayer, on the other hand, a little bit mixed as far as everyone else's opinion on that. Okay, moving on from that, Cyberpunk 2077, absolute train wreck of a game. Especially on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. If you have the base consoles, dude, some of these videos people are putting up of the game going at 14 frames per second, some of the videos people putting up on cops spawning right behind you, it's hilarious to watch. I'm playing the game on a relatively high-end PC, and the game, obviously, much better on PC, much better if you have a PlayStation 5 and it's running at 60 frames per second. Hopefully, we do get a you know, proper PlayStation 5 upgrade patch here relatively soon, but Cyberpunk 2077 is getting a patch. An internal GameStop memo is claiming, and it will address a lot of the issues. A memo included from Vice notes, the following message is sent on behalf of our partners at CD Projekt Red. CDP will issue a patch on 12/21 that should be a major fix to address customers' concerns about Cyberpunk 2077. If customers are still unhappy and want to return their product, they should be directed to send an email to helpmerefund@cdprojectred.com for reimbursement directions and refund issues directly from CDP. The complete CDP message to Cyberpunk customers can be found here. They attach a link. The thing is, I mean, if you're going to put that many hoops for people to return a copy of the game and get a refund, and bought a physical copy of the game, like, what do they want you to do? Do they want you to mail in the copy to CDPR headquarters or something? Because that ain't going to be happening for most people. I think most people are going to, you know, just stick with it. Hopefully the patches will make it better. Dude, the problem with this game is that it had a level of hype that it was never going to be at the level of what people wanted it to be. But at the same time, even from a CDPR standpoint of what they were promising in this game, it's an enjoyable open world game. However, like, this game has a lot of issues that a lot of other open world games have. It's not this RPG that's really, you're going on your own adventure. You're really on kind of a tailored path. Yes, the game is gorgeous on a high-end PC. I'm sure the game is going to look really good on PlayStation 5 once it gets a proper patch. But as far as the game itself, considering that people were expecting it to be at such a high level, also considering the fact that it had so much buzz surrounding it, there was so much attention surrounding it, If you want to talk about a game that expectations were at one level and then the actual game was at a different level, the disparity here might be one of the biggest we've ever seen for a video game. Literally, like I said, ever. I mean, because the anticipation was so high, and at the end of the day, if we put a numerical score on it, this is, you know, a 6.5, 6 out of 10 video game, which at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing in the world. If any other publisher put this game out and they didn't, you know, promise X, Y, Z, if it didn't have this level of hype, it would come out and it would be a good little game on the market. However, because CDPR promised so much, because people had this anticipation, and because the game is broken. Let me also add, on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, this game is absolutely just garbage. It should not even have ever been released on those platforms. I get it that CDPR was promoting it for a release on those platforms, but at the end of the day, dude, a game dropping down to 13, 14 frames per second, come on, CDPR, you know that that was not justifiable whatsoever. I don't know at what point in development did they realize, like, dude, we have some serious problems with these, you know, current-gen versions, so to speak, but yeah, when you realize, like, that late into the development of the game, or whenever you realize that it really should have been a call made, being like, okay, this game either needs a delayed release on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, or we need to cancel it altogether, because that performance level, I'm sorry, that's just unacceptable. And that's me saying that this game is pretty decent, is wiping those issues away in my experience playing it on a PC, and, you know, not having as many bugs. There's still definitely bugs. I literally had Jackie walk through a car in the early section of the game, so yeah, there's bugs still, but, you know, it's a lot more serviceable on PC when it is running at decent frame rates. The visuals are quite nice. But that PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version is going to get a gigantic yikes from me based on the videos that I've seen. One last thing I do want to note, Doom Eternal, which is one of the best games of 2021, they did note that they are going to be increasing content output in 2021, and they are going to be doing some good stuff, and they're going to be delivering a lot. The Ancient Gods Part 2 expansion, more battle mode maps, the long-promised invasion mode, improved social integration, and more. They put out a lengthy statement, which I'm not going to read the entirety of, but I'll leave a link to in the description box below. Just want to note, if you haven't picked up Doom Eternal yet, I would recommend you to check that out. You can get it pretty cheap these days. It's like 20 bucks on sale, so I think that's quite a good buy. Actually, let's look at the price of it right now. Doom Eternal is $35 used on Amazon, but I remember it being like $25 the other day. So it's out of stock right now on Amazon, so you have to get it through a third party. But yeah, this will come back in stock, and I feel like it will be available readily, relatively cheap. So yeah, if you want a quality first-person shooter, that's a really good one. From a single-player standpoint, really enjoyed that. And honestly, that's one of my top games of the year. Probably not, you know, top 3 at this point, but maybe top 5. I mean, my top 3 is kind of tight right now with Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then when you're talking Demon's Souls, Miles Morales, it's getting pretty tight at that level. But Doom is definitely up there, in my opinion. And if you want a quality FPS, you're going to get one here. But that's going to wrap up this video. Again, play Black Ops Cold War free right now, the multiplayer that is. Cyberpunk 2077, hopefully getting a nice patch on PlayStation 4. If you're playing the game on PlayStation 4, dude, I'm sorry. CDPR should have been a lot more, you know, just clear with how this game was going to run on PS4, or cancel it altogether, because that is unacceptable. And as far as Doom Eternal goes, expect a lot of great content in 2021. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.